Hello and welcome to Maker Moments. This is a new series, and this is the first episode of our new series of art creations inspired by current exhibitions that are up in the Art Center. This month, our inspiration is Bob Nunn, so we are going to create a landscape based on his works. They're so colorful and fun, and it'll be a great inspiration for us to get started on a wonderful creation of our own. All of these episodes in this new series will be projects and creations with supplies that you should have readily available in your home. So let's get started. We are going to be making a landscape, so you're going to need some paper and pencil first. So we're going to draw a horizon line. That's the line that separates the sky from the landforms. So we are going to start with a horizon line, and we want some interesting shapes. So I'm going to make it a little bit jagged. And then the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to draw a stream that's going to come from above, from right at the top of your horizon line. It's going to curve around and it's going to break up some landforms and start to create some interesting shapes. A lot of Bob Nunn's pieces you will see if you come and visit, or if you check it out online. We have a 360 tour that you can see his beautiful works. There's a lot of different colors and shapes, and that's what we're focusing on today. So once you have your stream, you're just going to get started. We're gonna, of course, when you're at the furthest point, it's going to be small, and that creates some depth. So we're going to have a small stream, and it's going to get larger as we go down, and even larger, and then it's the largest. So I'm just going to start breaking up my shapes. Again, as simple or as complicated as you want your shapes to be. And I have a finished one that has everything all drawn out. And this is what we have. So we've got all sorts of interesting shapes, and they're larger as they get closer to you, so you've really created some depth in your piece. And the next step is painting. I'm going to use some tempera paint today, but I'll also be using some watercolor. So we're going to do one coat. So now that you have filled in all of your different shapes and forms, and I still have my stream or river here that I have not painted yet, but I have gone ahead and painted my sky, and I made it like a dark night sky, but I'm going to show you the fun part of our landscape. So we're going to start by playing around with lines and patterns. If you're using different paints, maybe watercolor over watercolor, or you're going to do tempera over tempera, you can layer your paints, but this is where the fun part starts. So I'm going to take a little bit of my tempera paint that I have sitting here, and I'm going to do, this is the hard part, you have to decide which colors to use. So let's do this little bit of red here. I think I'm going to do some red over my yellow. So you're going to completely cover up that nice yellow square that you've painted and let dry. That's important. Let that first coat of all of your colors dry. That's when you can paint your stream and your sky if you would like. But while this second coat over your shapes is wet, you're going to take the end of your paintbrush and you're just going to scratch into it, and you're scratching out the paint. And you can have a little bit of fun. You can make squiggles, which is kind of what I'm doing here. You can make boxes. You can make forms. So I've played around and made some bushes with leaves that I've scratched through and some little building shapes I've scratched through. So this is where you can just really play painting over colors and then scratching out with different shapes. And then your finished product here is you've got shapes, and I've kind of stopped with where you can do this for hours and hours. Play with, you can add lines and shapes and squiggles through every single piece of this. You can stop and let some of them be plain and have fun, and come and see the Bob Nunn exhibition, and you too will be inspired. Join us next time. Thank you.